All right, here comes the weekly message. I hope you enjoy. This week starts Mercury retrograde, besides all the other retrogrades and all the big planets really messing around at this time. So keep that in mind. It's a turbulent time all the way till August. So I feel like it's a turbulent time, not a turbulent time. Just a side note, I feel like things are returning to square up the energy so that the last chapters that stayed open will close, and so that the 8-8 portal is the finality. Okay? For those that need to know. Let's see what's up. Look at that. We start off with the energy of happiness. It continues with the energy of beauty, well-being, and forgiveness. This is so good, you guys. I believe that this retrograde is going to actually have you focus on your happiness. You're taking a really good long look in the mirror, and you're starting to notice the parts of you that you don't like and the parts of you that you do. And you're going to be focusing on wellness, on your physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional well-being. And you're going to be focusing on forgiveness. What does that mean? That means I'm not going to go there and go to all the people that I know to tell them I'm sorry or we need closure. No, this is you giving yourself the allowance to know that this world is all about learning lessons, that the wounds that we carry really suck, but they do not define us. And as long as we focus on those wounds, we will remain there. So I don't want to remain there. So I will just let it go, let it flow. It would be a very good idea for you guys to have any kind of spiritual, physical, or emotional practice that helps you close chapters in your life. I was reading a book. It was like a spiritual book, um, and talking about like entering the temple of your body. And I'm still on it actually. And they were expressing how the human condition, the way that we are as humans, is that we don't have full and complete closure to something until we create a ceremony to make it happen. Kind of like we don't really end high school, right? Until we go through the graduation process. This is why the ceremony is so important, because we are physically saying we're moving away from being an apprentice into being an adult, right? The reason why those celebrations of like sweet 16 or 15 years old or whatever is so important for the female energy is because they're saying you're entering into womanhood, stop acting like a child. And these ceremonies allow you to awaken a different part of yourself, right? That being said, if we have a ritual or a ceremony that we make ourselves, it can be so simple as like lighting a candle and burning away something, or burning letters that you wrote, or doing a cleansing bath where you're purifying yourself, or going to the river or the lake or the creeks and offering something as a release to energy. This is like, I'm getting in my mind's eye that lamp, paper lamp ceremony that they do in the Asian communities, where they put petitions to their loved ones in these paper lamps. Um, don't I'm sorry, my eye is itching all of a sudden. Don't take me 100% for that, because I don't know enough about the culture to be saying this is exactly the reason for it. But these are ceremonies that we embark in that help us close chapters and move into something new. Here, when I'm saying forgiveness, is that if you have a pain that you're still holding on to, a wound that still defines you, you will continue to find people, places, things, and energies that will define that wound for you, will tell you, you are this over and over again. You are the victim that experienced this. You are this cancer that you lived through, that you survived from. You're nothing more than that. And when you do a ritual of closure, like I said, it can be simple or it can be complicated, but it actually has to feel like an actual ritual for you. You're saying, I thank you for the experience of that stage in my life. I understand the lessons that I had to learn from them, and I let you go. And that's why I feel like sometimes, like, support groups are good, but they don't know how to let people go, and then people get stuck in this loop of support groups. Spirituality has the same thing. I'm sorry, my eye is really itching all of a sudden. And I feel like if my eye is really itching, that means one of you guys really does not want to see something um, that is holding you back from your future. Okay, and it's a wound, it's something you're holding on to. And those support groups and those religious groups and whatever, they're wonderful and they're not wonderful in the fact that they help us in that time of need. But then we held on to the wound that kept us lost, and now we hold on to the recovery of that wound, and we get lost. And we have to know how to let it go. And that's what I'm seeing here: a letting go and a focus on your wellness. Okay. Yep, we have the devil showing up. We have the emperor. Literally, I have to show you this. This is crazy. The emperor is pointing at the devil and saying it is time for us to confront this. There's so much red here, and it makes me feel like this is all connected as a root chakra. It's something that you were planted and created strong roots on. I am a survival of fill in the blank. Great. But when will you be a thriver of it? Where it no longer defines you. It was just a turning point in your life that awakened you. The next thing is the 10 of Pentacles. And here is open your eyes to your physical inheritance, your spiritual inheritance, your emotional inheritance. This situation was just a turning point. The moment where you said, I'm done. I'm no longer going to live that life. Now let's take off my arms and let's move in the direction that I'm supposed to be living in. And they want you to open your eyes that your focus on just that experience is the one that actually has you stuck. And it's time for you to choose to be happy. Like a lot of us, we focus on our shadow, healing our shadow and these people that were toxic and blah, 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 which is great because we all have to descend to hell sometimes to see the thing that might be latching onto us and keeping us in a bad pattern. But we're supposed to ascend back to the heavens, and we're supposed to be able to move forward. And then once we start moving forward and we start feeling a resistance in our moving forward, then we redescend, heal that wound, break things up, and then ascend again. We shouldn't be living in hell forever. Right here, 8 of wands literally feels like a burning ritual, like a ritual where you're starting to open the door to road opener. Here I'm feeling a road opener ritual of opening the door and moving on. And this is, I love this because they have 3 cards of the world, and this one is the ascended worlds, 21, so that you can ascend, so that you can be more than just the person that experienced the situation. So you can be more than just your wound, just your warrior energy. You know, it makes me laugh how many times I see online, God must have thought that I was so amazing if he gives me all these problems. No, he's telling you a long time ago that, hey, you got over it. Why do you keep going back and reliving it? Does that give you strength? Oh, you're in this energy of the overcomer, never the thriver, the victorious, only the overcomer. Leave the overcomer behind. Be the victorious. Be the one that made it, the one that's thriving. That's just somebody that I used to know. And that somebody that you used to know, it has to be you. That old version of you that you let die. But that means that you have to reinvent and redefine yourself. And this is what actually Buddha was trying to explain to people when he was talking about the law of non-permanence. It's not just, oh, hold on to the people for the rest of your life, learn how to let them go. No, learn how to let you go. In my life, I've had so many different professions, and somebody would say, oh, that's a person that doesn't know their path in life. No, every single one defined me. They became me, an understanding of me. But then I became more, and it was time to move on. That's also the reason I have a problem with organized religion. And that is something that Jesus came to break. And then the fools, because they didn't know what he was talking about to begin with, use his teachings to create their own church, right? But religion is supposed to be that, a school you enter and then you get out of. Yet there are people that their entire lives stay in elementary school, because religion's supposed to be elementary school, something that teaches you something, a foundation of belief, ethics and groundwork that will help you become the person that you are. And that teaches you that something external is protecting you, and that will cover all your everything. Um, but that's what a child does. Think about it. A child has a parent that takes care of all their problems, that rewards them when they do something good, that punishes them when they do something bad, and that really structures their whole entire life. So when the child leaves their home and they move forward, they use that foundational belief to grow. I'm not saying that you will exnate religion for forever, whatever religion you come from, but when you are adult, you see it differently. You understand the rules and the regulations, you understand why they are being used, but you see it differently. It applies differently into your life. But the majority of the world stays in elementary school because it's safe. Because here I don't have to think, and here I don't have to be responsible. That's the same. Religion does not imply only organized religions. Religions can be science. Religions can be a wound that you experienced, a trauma that you experienced, something that becomes the Santo Amen. I mean, it becomes the defined version of you, the cross that you carry on your heart. And right here we have the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is important because of the fact that she holds her own. From all the other queens, she's the one that takes action, puts on her big curl pants, puts on her big boy pants, and moves forward. I feel like everything that you've experienced was just preparing you for this moment, for you to be happy, not to live in your wound, not to live in that religion forever and feel oppressed and try to oppress others in it, not for something else to control you, for you to define the path that you want going forward. And that is, I'm feeling the path that you're going towards this week. It's going to be an awakening to that. There is death that is coming into your life, and the death has to do with the groups and the families that you've been connected to with the 10 of cups. And it's going to take all your strength with the strength card to create the healthy boundaries you need from your past to create this. Keep in mind that if you choose to go against the current, go against the world, you will have others that will not agree with your actions. Good for them. They're holding their ground. and you're holding yours. And that sounds like a them problem. I'm going to live my life. You can live yours. You do you. That's how you have to live on this. You don't like the fact that I'm in this religion? Sure. You don't like the fact that I'm doing this for my greatest good? Sure. It's my greatest good. I'm happy that you have found yours. But you don't have the right to point your fingers and tell me that I have to do it your way, because that's not the way I want to do it. But thank you for your suggestions. I will take them into consideration and gauge them towards the path that I want for my future. I hope this helps. We'll see you next time.